Hi, everybody. I'm RJ Nestor, productivity coach. I am the founder of the Action Powered Productivity community and the host of the Action Powered Productivity digital conference. And I'm here right now with my friend, Fis Fraga. I first met Fis in cohort 3 of what was then called AP Productivity, which is now Applied Action Powered Productivity. And right away, so I'm always a little bit suspicious of long-term goal setting and planning. And the reason I'm suspicious is not because there isn't value in it, but because for a lot of people it doesn't stay connected to action. And so when that happens, it can be more frustrating than valuable. And what I was admired from the outset was that Feast had a very clear way of not only articulating what those goals and visions were, but keeping them linked to the actual action that he was going to take. And not long after the cohort, I reached out and said I wanted to collaborate at some point. And so I'm really excited that we've come to the place where we get to collaborate. So we're at that spot. And in the meantime, Feast has led sessions for building a second brain workshops and things like that. So Feast has really come along beautifully. And I just had such admiration for him and the way that he thinks and the way that he presents. So I'm going to turn it over now and let Feast talk a little bit about what he's going to share at the digital conference.
Wow. Thank you, RJ. This was such a great intro. And yeah, that first meeting, it was what, a year and a half ago, though that was really a high point in our trajectory. And I learned a lot from you. So I was really glad to be able to go through that cohort 3. And yeah, so let me talk a little bit about what we'll cover in the session. It's called for now vision, projects, and knowledge. And the idea here is to create 3 big buckets or 3 different separated areas where we can start thinking and acting. So it's action powered productivity for a reason. And I think that action is at the center, at the core, at the forefront of knowledge management. And the system that I developed is a way to take action and guarantee that that action is aligned to your long-term vision. And for that matter, we need a long-term vision in the first place. So the first part of my system is the vision. So that's where we look ahead and we take a deep look into us and where we want to go in life and set that direction. And then I think it's then all about action. So the first part is kind of a clarity based structure. So it's about knowing what you want. And then the project is about executing on that and getting to what you want. And it's, in a sense, it's that bridge between where you want to go and how can I get there. So it's an important part of the process. And it's very similar to what Tiago Forti does in the para methodology. So it's projects. It's about moving towards your objectives and organizing your knowledge, your tasks according to those projects. So those are always at the center of your system. And finally, the knowledge is there to back up the project. So for me, knowledge can be a distraction. Knowledge is so very exciting and and gratifying to play with and to develop. So it's a trap. So for me, I need to focus on generating knowledge and operating with knowledge that gets those projects closer to completion. So that's why I have kind of this 3 segments, because it's a way to simplify and to have projects in the middle. So visions are there to guide you. So in a sense, it's the north point. The projects are the centerpiece. So that's where we focus our attention on. And the knowledge is there kind of as the bottom of the pyramid. It's there to support your projects, which are there to support your vision and to take you there. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about those three components and how we can relate with them, and how we can use Tana to make elements from one place appear on the other one. So, for example, your knowledge is always safely stored within your project, so you can always find that. And your vision is also present within those projects, and so that everything is connected like steps in this process. So I'm going to be very happy to talk about that and share a little bit about this process.
Well, first of all, I love that. I think that you address several of the common challenges by having the buckets for vision and projects and knowledge. You are creating a structure that allows us to know what to do with stuff. I think one of the things we talked, we had a conversation in the community yesterday where we were talking about sort of a taxonomy of notes, like which essentially, of which knowledge is a huge chunk of those notes, and knowing exactly what to do with them, exactly where to put them. Because I think more often than not, it's not so much a question that we don't know where to put them per se. It's that we don't have a place to put them in the first place. We've never created the spot to put them. So of course we don't know where to put them. And so when you articulate, I have these clear, I understand what these places are, I know what these distinct areas are, I think that makes a huge difference. One of the big themes of the conference is what I call productivity bridges. And a bridge is the result of an action you take now to increase the speed, the accuracy, the quality of future work. And what I love about what you described there, it's a really clear, we might call it a strategy bridge, because a bridge can take a lot of forms. It could be a template or an automation or even just a keyboard shortcut, a simple thing like that, or a link to a file can be a bridge if it speeds up the flow of your work and makes it easier to accomplish. But what you're describing there is that level of strategy. How do I actually execute from the big picture and get those big picture things turned into something that is workable? I think you've tied that together really, really nicely. It doesn't surprise me knowing how well you have tied together.
Thanks, RJ.
In the past. No, I think that you've always been very good at articulating that. Well, it's so good to talk to you. I'm really looking forward to what you have to say at the conference, and I'll talk to you then. To see our spectacular slate of presenters at the Action Powered Productivity Digital Conference, use this link to register. It is hosted on Circle, and Circle is completely free. If you already have a Circle account, you'll be able to log in. Once you're using that link, just log into your account, and it should attach the appropriate space group and space to your sidebar, or spaces to your sidebar. I also include the free areas of the APP free community overall, so you can have those as well. If you don't have a Circle account, sign up. It's free, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Let me show you just briefly where you'll find the things. Now, my screen's a little crazier because I am hosting a lot of things out of my Circle, so don't pay attention to everything over here. What you really need to know for the conference is here, the APP Digital Conference Free. There's a space for updates where I'll have a few posts just reminding everybody what's going on. But where you really need to know about is the APP DC Live presentations. This is where all of the presentations are listed. They'll have the times. These are the Eastern times, but yours will say your local time. So you'll be able to get the time as it is appropriate. Please remember, if you want to attend one of these, to use this over here to RSVP, that you will be there. And I encourage you also to explore the notifications options here in Circle to make sure that you get a notification to remind you when the event's about to start. It is free to attend all of the presentations live at the conference. If you would like to watch one later, one of the replays, that will be available in the Action Powered Productivity Pro community. That's $9 a month, but it's canceled anytime. So if you want to watch those replays, if you can't catch one of them live, you can do that. You can just get a month subscription and watch the ones you missed at your leisure over the course of that month. And if you don't see the need to stay in the community, you can cancel at any time and you won't be charged anything further. Though I do hope that you'll find the value in the community and consider staying. But that is how you can engage with the Action Powered Productivity Digital Conference. This is how that process works. If you have any questions once you're in the Circle community, you can DM me in the community. There's a little DM area up here, and I'm happy to answer that. And I hope that I will see you there. And watching our live presenters, I'm just very excited to get going. And I think we have a fantastic slate of presenters, and that you'll get a lot of value out of engaging with the conference. I hope to see you there.